Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, an American patriot, had a brain fart on Fox News. And look, I don't want to give too much away, but I'm also going to give you a little spoiler in terms of how I feel about this. Let him go, but you judge for yourselves. Let's watch the brain fart.
Thanks, Lawrence. It is America, the land of the home and freedom reigns.
For now, it is.
That guy's reaction was amazing.
Yeah.
So that was Francis Scott Key, and like he knew that Kemp was in trouble. Right? Let's watch it again. He knew right away because he like did the one eyebrow lift. Like, where is this going? All right, let's get some sound on this.
Thanks, Lawrence. It is America, the land of the home and freedom reigns.
For now, it is.
For now it is. I love that so much.
No, this is so great. It's so great. Okay, so first of all, there's 3 parts of it, and they're all so good. For now it is. While we still have the land of the home, let's try to keep it and enjoy it, okay? To be fair, there are homes here, so it is the land of the home.
Yes.
Okay, but out of all 3 of those, probably my favorite was, and freedom reigns. Right. Okay. So, but in a sense, it was like a perfect symbolic moment of the Republican Party. Just throw out a bunch of words that sound patriotic but make no sense. It doesn't matter. Your voters don't care. They don't care if it makes sense or not. From now on, like I get you, I bet you there'll be a lot of people like, oh yeah, America where freedom reigns and snows, but freedom's everywhere. Freedom suns. Like remember when Trump did the tweet that just said "Covfefe"?
Yeah.
And then they all pretended it was real. They're like, oh, you wouldn't understand Covfefe, but he meant something very important. No, dude, just say it's a typo and it was in the middle of the night. Who cares? Nobody cares. Then we go not guilty. Everybody's human, right? But Trump was like, no, and all of his supporters, they're like, no, it means something real.
Yeah.
Remember when Sarah Palin wrote in her hand, freedom?
No, but like they're caricatures, you know? But okay, so the reason why I'm gonna let it go, like I let him go, Brian Kemp, even though I think he's awful and I disagree with him on everything. Sometimes when you're doing an interview live on air, or when we're doing the show live on air, it happens. Like you want to say something and all of a sudden in the middle of what you're saying, you just forget. That's happened to me. The worst is when I'm trying to make a point or when I'm in the middle of like presenting the story with the lead, like what the lead is, what's the main part of the story. I'll be so wordy in trying to present it that I'll forget midway through what I was saying. It's the worst, it's the worst. And like, I'm a pro, so I'm pretty good at covering it up.
Yeah.
But it's harder to cover up when you're doing a saying or you're trying to regurgitate a cliche. In fact, one person who had a lot of trouble with this was George W. Bush. It made him one of the more entertaining Republican presidents.
Before we go to the Bush clip, which you guys are gonna love, if you've never seen this before, it's like one of the best. In fact, to back up what Anna's saying, I think she did it earlier in the segment.
No, I did.
Yeah, you said Francis Scott Key when you were talking about the anchor. That's of course the person who wrote the national anthem.
Oh, my bad.
The anchor, and I had to look up his name, is actually Lawrence Jones on Fox News. Okay, so that's a slip up, and it happens. That's why, look, we're not. Brian Kemp's got a lot of issues. This is the least of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody's human. It's just a fun moment. And I just like the way it's like such an amalgamation of random keywords that Republicans use. Land, home, freedom, reigns. Okay, now speaking of which, speaking of knucklehead Republicans, if you thought Trump was the first dumb Republican president, well, I don't know that anybody thought that. Well, boy, you missed out on Bush. So let's go to this classic from W.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
That's one of my favorites of all time. I say it at home, the kids laugh and stuff. Fool me, Can't get fooled again. That is definitely not the same.
That video politicized my younger brother.
Oh, really?
Yes, because let me just note, my brother's nothing like me, actually doesn't really care that much about politics at all. And one time when we were all hanging out, I referenced that video and my brother was like, no, that didn't actually happen. And I was like, no, I swear to God. He said he forgot, the saying, like he had difficulty with it. In fact, he had all sorts of gaffes. Like that's what George W. Bush was known for, along with war crimes and all of that, and illegal spying on Americans and torture. And so I showed my brother other videos, including the Mandela video, where George Bush claimed that that Mandela was dead and that Saddam Hussein killed all the Mandelas. Obviously, Nelson Mandela at the time was not dead. I mean, and my brother, like his mind was blown, and then he became obsessed with watching George W. Bush videos, and then convinced himself that there's no way he could ever support the Republican Party. He's like, it's too embarrassing.
I love that, and then wait till he gets a load of Trump. But it's amazing that you say that because that's my wife's favorite clip. Same exact thing. She's like, she thinks that's the funniest thing she's ever seen.
The Mandela one or the one you just
this
showed?
one.
Yeah.
The fool me, can't get fooled again. Okay. When he's stuck, it's so funny. And Nelson Mandela had to put out a statement after the Mandela's clip saying, I'm not in fact dead. Okay, look, by the way, I used to have a whole soundboard of these. Here, I'll just play 2 random ones for you.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Well, to be fair to Bush, human beings and fish have been, relatively peacefully, getting along okay.
What was he talking? Do you remember what he was talking about there?
No, nobody ever has any idea what he was talking about. Then there was this.
A free and secure Iraq in the midst of the Middle East will have enormous historical impact.
The peons and friends in Iraq were amazing, to be fair, but don't send me any pianist pictures, okay? Or friends pictures either.
Yeah, I read 3 Shakespeares in a Camus.
He said that once.
Yeah, he said that once.
They could be hidden like the 50 tons of mustard gas in a turkey farm.
What? I mean, I've never been on a turkey farm, so maybe.
But it goes on. I just Google Bush sovereignty. Sovereignty. What's sovereignty? It's like when you're sovereign. Okay, and it goes on and on. But that was before Trump said that the F-35 stealth fighter is actually invisible to the naked eye.
Yeah, like Trump said stupider things.
Yeah, it's not Wonder Woman's jet. The radar can't pick it up. That's why it's a stealth fighter. It's not invisible to the naked eye. He said, clean coal, you take it out, you wash it. No, you don't. He said that wind can cause cancer. Trump believed that exercising was stupid because you're using up the finite energy that your body has. You're using it up quicker, idiot. You're gonna kill yourself doing that exercise.
Yeah.
That's why Trump looks like he does. But he thinks he's a demigod. Anyways, but overall for Brian Kemp, he stole the last election against Stacey Abrams by doing the voter purges, and where he just threw people's voter registration in the garbage that were more likely to vote Democratic. That's a real problem.
Yes.
The fact that freedom reigns in America, not a problem. That's the solution. Okay.
I think it's kind of what we call speculation.
Speculation?
And then they say, there's Donald Trump, an intellectual. Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
I do not trust you.
Oh my God. Remember when Bush went on this rant about how he's the president, which means I'm the decider. I make decisions, and I make a lot of big ones, and I make a lot of little ones.
Here's a version of that. Here's a couple versions.
My job is to make decisions.
Hold on.
But I'm the decider, and I decide what is best. If the job description were what do you do, it's decision maker.
That's my favorite one. From the decision-making series, that's my favorite one.
Internets.
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 Okay, if my job had a title, It does. It's called president. Okay. It even has a second title, commander-in-chief. If my job had a title.
Exaggerations.
Oh, that was fun. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.